Let us learn the third method of calculating national income. Only final expenditure made on goods and services will be included. The final expenditures on consumption and investment. Expenditure made on intermediate consumption will not be included. The components of final expenditure, which would give us gross domestic product at market price, are private final consumption expenditure made by households, that is, expenditure of households on final goods and services produced in the economy, like purchase of a car by household, expenditure on education of children, etc. Government final consumption expenditure, that is, the consumption expenditure made by government on final goods. The third component is gross domestic capital formation made by both firms and the government, which includes gross domestic fixed capital formation and net change in stock. This change in stock we learned as closing stock minus opening stock. The fourth and the last component is net exports, which is equal to exports minus imports. Putting all the four components together, we get GDP-MP. Here, private final consumption expenditure, government final consumption expenditure, gross domestic capital formation, and net exports. The net national product at factor cost or national income is given by the GDP-MP minus depreciation, which would give us NDP-MP, minus NIT, that would give us NDP-FC, that is the domestic product, plus net factor income from abroad would give us national product. Let us look at an example. This problem reads, calculate national income from the given data. Private final consumption expenditure, profit, government final consumption expenditure, net indirect taxes, gross domestic capital formation, change in stock, net factor income from abroad, which is negative, consumption of fixed capital, which is depreciation, given as 20, net imports is given as 30. This means that the imports were greater than exports. To calculate national income using the expenditure method, we need private final consumption expenditure, government final consumption expenditure, net indirect taxes, gross domestic capital formation, net factor income from abroad, consumption of fixed capital or depreciation, and net imports. Let us put these values together. So the GDP-MP will be given by private final consumption expenditure plus government final consumption expenditure, gross domestic capital formation plus net exports. We are given net imports, and so we have to use the negative value, which will give us 1520. So national product is given by this GDP-MP minus depreciation minus net indirect taxes plus net factor income from abroad. Putting the values in their places, we get 1360 crore. Whatever be the method of calculating national income, that is, we learned so three methods, the national income would be the same. The first method, that was the value added method. We had gross value added at market price from the primary, secondary and the tertiary sectors, minus depreciation minus net indirect taxes would give us domestic product, plus net factor income from abroad would give us national income. From the second method, that is the income method, we had compensation of employees, that is wages and salaries, plus the operating surplus, which was rent, royalty, interest and profits, plus mixed income group. All the factor incomes put together would give us domestic income, plus net factor income from abroad gives us national income. The third method, the expenditure method, the final consumption expenditures made by private, that is households, the government, the gross domestic capital formation of the firms and the government, plus net exports would give us GDPMP. This GDPMP minus depreciation minus net indirect taxes would give us domestic product plus net factor income from abroad will give us the national income.